Hi sisters, James Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you guys know, it is October, meaning it is my favorite time of the entire year. I love fall season so much. All like the falling leaves and the hot cocoa and the pumpkin spice lattes and the cute decorations and trick-or-treating and Halloween. Oh my god, I literally love it so much and I am so excited as well to get back into all the fall makeup looks like cranberries, dark browns. Oh, I am so here for it. Obviously, unfortunately, I live in LA. Well, not really unfortunately, I love it here, but in LA, it is still very hot. So I'm literally dying in this turtleneck and denim jacket, but I had to get into the fall mood for you guys. Sacrifices. Last night when my friend was over, I was editing a video and my friend decided to unbox all of my PR boxes on Snapchat, which by the way, if you don't have me added, you should definitely go check me out over there. I post on there all the time and do lots of fun unboxings, rants, story times, etc. But yeah, my friend was over, he was unboxing everything and I literally realized how much freaking makeup I've been sent in the past few weeks. I was a little bit shook because I had like literally 30 boxes to open, but I was so excited to try out a ton of new products. For today's video, I grabbed a bunch of products that are new releases or products that I have not yet tried out and did a full face of fall first impressions makeup, and I absolutely love how this look turned out. Spoiler alert, almost all the products that I use today are really great. So without further ado, if you'd like to see how I created this look today using all brand new products that are actually new to my makeup routine, because I know Sister James does not switch it up very often, grab your pinkity drinkities and let's get started. Alright guys, so I'm first going to start off by priming my face using the No Problem Primer from Touch in Soul. This is a smooth and pore covering top secret for perfect makeup primer, and I'm very excited to try this out. I know Sister Jeffrey talks about this all the time on his channel and absolutely stands by it. I for one have actually never tried it before, so I'm very pumped. You guys know that my skin has actually been pretty good recently because I've been moisturizing a lot, but I definitely still have a lot of pores, unfortunately. Oh wow. This feels really good. So 3 seconds in and I already like this primer. It feels so incredibly like smooth and poreless, but that being said, I absolutely have no product on my face right now, so let's go into some foundation and see how it actually holds up. For foundation today, I'm going to be going into the Milk Makeup Blur Liquid Foundation. This is in the shade Golden Light. I hope this is the right shade for me. These released a few weeks ago on Milk Makeup, but I actually have not gotten a chance to try them out. But many of my friends really like this, so I'm going to try it out for myself. I definitely like a good full coverage foundation, and you guys know that I'm a hardcore stan of the Makeup Forever Ultra. Oh, that's a good match, thank God. Of the Makeup Forever Ultra HD stick, so it's pretty hard at this point to ever beat that one, but let's go ahead and apply this and see what we think. So this is a liquid foundation that is said to dry down in a natural matte formula, meaning it is like pretty matte but still has like a little bit of dew to it, which is definitely the style of foundation that I like. You guys know that I'm really not digging like the full baked full matte look anymore, and I do like a little bit of a natural glow, so hopefully this foundation, if it does what it says, will be a really great one for me. Okay, so the foundation is all applied and blend out, and I don't love it, but I also don't hate it at all. The match of color is really good for me, and I'm definitely like a fan of this. It matches my skin pretty well, which is a very rare occasion on the James Charles YouTube channel. I know you guys always drag me for it. My skin texture looks decent. I've had foundations that make my skin look better, and I've definitely had ones that made it look worse. I noticed that it is definitely separating a little bit on my nose, which I hate. You guys know that's like my biggest pet peeve when it comes to nose contour, not being able to have like a perfect one, so not loving that. The coverage is really good though. It makes my skin look very even. All that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and apply the rest of my routine now, and I will come back to the foundation later on and see how it wears with everything else layered on top, obviously. I don't have any new concealer to try out today, so I'm just gonna use my handy dandy Shape Tape in the shade Light. Okay, so actually after laying Shape Tape over top of the foundation, I like how this looks a lot more. It layered over top, especially in like the pore region, really nicely. I love how my under eyes look right now, as well as my nose was fixed by the Shape Tape, thank God. We are not about to have a wonky nose contour today. Those days are long gone. I'm gonna go ahead and set my face in the normal places using the brand new Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Setting Powder. I know Jackie Ina said she loved this, so I've been super looking forward to trying it out. And yeah, hopefully we won't get any flashback Mary today. I'm just gonna make sure any creases that I have under there are gone, and then just pack on the setting powder. Oh my god, it actually smells like peaches. That smells the best ever, oh my god. Okay, whoa, talk about a mattifying setting powder. My face looks like as dry as the Sahara Desert, but not in like a bad way. I'm honestly really digging it, but I'm definitely gonna have to apply a lot of highlighter later on. As for the actual powder, first of all, it smells literally the best. Like, this is really good. I don't think I've ever had a setting powder that actually smelled like good and not like actual death or like grandma, which is nice. So I like this a lot. And looking up close, my pores are like gone. Like literally they look so covered and filled in. This honestly may very well be a brand new favorite. I know I don't really like baking anymore, but I am going to go ahead and use this powder to lightly bake just to see if it does bring any intensity and brightness back to the face, especially on like the nose contour region and underneath the contour like I always do. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and spritz my face a few times using some MAC Fix Plus, just because I am looking extremely dry right now and I need some of that hydration brought back into my face. I'm just going to apply this as usual using my beauty blender and pack it onto the areas that I want to be a little bit brighter. Before I actually go into my brows, I'm going to add a little bit of blush using the brand new Anastasia blush kit in the shade Radiant. I would normally do this before I actually bake my face, but it completely slipped my mind. I'm going to use this shade in the top right hand corner called Coastline. It is so pretty and reminds me a little bit of the MAC blush in the shade Peaches, which you guys know is my all-time fave. And I'm just going to apply this using my Morphe E4 brush. Oh, wow, that is really pigmented. Okay, so we all know Anastasia does not play around when it comes to pigment, but I definitely put on a little bit too much. I'm going to grab my R0 brush from Morphe and just my face powder and go over that a little bit to kind of make it a little bit more subtle. So now that my face is all done and baking in the oven at 350 degrees, we had a little bit of a cooking malfunction there, but we're going to go ahead and move on. And next is going to be the brows. Today I don't have any new brow products to try out for you guys, so I'm just going to go in with my normal Benefit brow products. I'm going to first go in with the Benefit Brow Gel in the shade number 4 and start to define out the tail. As you guys know, there was actually a really good long while where I stopped using pomade products on my brows altogether and just went over to pencils. I feel like the old James Charles block eyebrow was so bad and a very touchy and dark subject for me to talk about. I feel like what caused that was way too much brow pomade, so I just stopped using it altogether. But recently, I've kind of been getting back into it just to like really define the brows and get super sharp lines. And honestly, I'm actually kind of living for it. We just have to make sure that we don't get back into that original brow style again. As always, I'm just going to grab a little bit of concealer on my Morphe E43 brush and clean up that bottom edge. Once that brow is all cleaned up and defined, I'm going to grab the 24-hour brow setter and use this to brush all the hairs into place. I've actually been using this a lot more than the Gimme Brow Gel, and I still love Gimme Brow, don't get me wrong, but this one is clear and just does a really good job of brushing the hairs like into place, but also keeping them like literally glued down. It's almost like a liquid version of hairspray, and I like this a lot. So now that the brows are all slayed and locked in place, we're going to move on to the eyeshadow. And for today, I do have a new first impressions that I am literally so excited to try out. And that is the Laura Lee Los Angeles Cat's Pajamas eyeshadow palette. I cannot wait. So this is the actual palette. It is absolutely stunning. It comes with 10 shades for $40, which is only $4 a shadow, which is not bad at all. I will say I have not put this on my eyes, but I definitely have done a few swatches, and this is so incredibly good. Let's just do one, just to show you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the shade Redonkulous on my middle finger. I'm just gonna do it like here, I guess, onto my thumb. Like, you're kidding. It is so pigmented, as Mandy would say. I'm first gonna grab the shade Okie Dokie on my M425 brush and just use this to set the eyelid in place to prepare for shadow. So I'm first gonna grab my M441 and dip into the shade Bomb Diggity and use this as a transition. Okay, whoa. So there's definitely a little bit of kickback on the shadow, but I really don't mind that at all. That just means it's really pigmented, so hopefully this isn't like the Anastasia Subculture palette, but let's go ahead and apply it and see how it blends in. Oh, yeah, okay, whoa. The shade definitely blends out not as vibrant as you see in the palette, but that is definitely not a negative for me at all. This shade looks absolutely beautiful as a transition shade in the eyelid crease, and it is blending like butter. Like, that looks really good. Oh my god. Yes, Sister Laura. Next I'm going to grab a clean M433 brush and dip into the shade Cray Cray and deepen up the crease a little bit. You guys, I literally cannot get over how well these shades are blending together. Like, these are really good shadows. That looks so good. Oh my god. I'm next going to grab another M433 brush and dip into the shade Kooky and use that once again to deepen up the crease a little bit and prepare for the eyelid shadow. I'm honestly so shook right now. Like, I was expecting this to be good, but like, this eye look is literally blending itself. Like, you guys are watching this all go down. I'm like, whoa. If you guys haven't noticed, it's actually really rare for makeup brands to include reds or maroons in their palettes because a red formula is really hard to perfect and make it pigmented to blend enough on the eyes. And the fact that Laura included it in her first palette and it's actually like really good is major points in my book. I can't even tell you, I am so sick of having palettes that are full of beautiful oranges and there is not a single red shade. I'm like, girl, I need the maroons, I need the reds, I need the cranberries. And this palette is honestly giving it to me, so I'm living for this. For my lid, I'm gonna grab a flat packer brush and dip into the shade in one ear and pack that on the lid. And I'm actually gonna grab some MAC Fix Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and apply it on the lid dry first and see how it applies, then use some Fix Plus. You're literally kidding. This is already so pretty and I haven't even wet it yet. I'm gonna grab more on that same brush with my MAC Fix Plus and really pack it on there to make it super metallic. You're kidding. That looks absolutely stunning. Just out of curiosity, I'm also gonna grab a little bit of that on my finger and try to apply it that way on my lid just to see how it looks. Wow. This shade is absolutely beautiful. Just to add a little bit more dimension, I'm gonna grab a tiny fluffy brush. This is my M506 and dip into out the other. Oh my god, get it in one ear and out the other. So freaking clever. And I'm gonna use this to deepen up the outer corner a little bit. And then using that same brush, I'm gonna grab the littlest bit of the shade Oddball and really deepen out just that outer V, just to add some more depth. And then to finish off the upper lid, I'm gonna grab my M513 one last time and dip right back into Cray Cray. And then I'm just going to buff out those edges. I literally love how this is turning out. Oh my god. For the lower lash line, I'm first going to grab my M433 brush in the shade Cray Cray and just put in a light transition shade. And then I always like to make sure, especially in this outer corner here, that the lower lash line and upper lash line shadow are connected. One of my biggest pet peeves ever is when people have like a nice, sharp, defined line right here to cut that like outer shadow wing, and then all of a sudden the bottom lash line shadow starts, but they're not connected. Like there's literally like a... I really hate how that looks. Next, I'm gonna grab my M124 brush and dip into the shade Kooky and use this to hug my my lower lash line. Next, I'm gonna grab my M599 and dip into the shade Quirky and use that to deepen up right up at the lash line. And then finally, just grabbing a little tiny bit more of Oddball just to deepen up that very outer corner. To highlight the brow bone, I'm gonna grab the shade Scatterbrain on just a flat packing brush and rub that on there. Oh wow. I'm also going to apply a little bit of that on the inner corner as well. Okay, I was going to save all my thoughts until the end of the video, but I'll just go ahead and say it right now because I feel confident in my answer that this palette from Laura Lee Los Angeles, the Cat's Pajamas palette, is so good. I honestly was not expecting anything less than really great from Laura, but this palette like really is just beyond great. As you can see, the shadows blend so well together. They are incredibly pigmented. If there would be one negative thing about it that I would want to mention is that some of the shadows do have a lot of fallout, which I don't see a personal problem with it. That just means they're really pigmented. If anything, just make sure you tap your brush before you actually put it on, or just bake your face so you can wipe everything away at the end. But like I said, this palette, 10 out of 10, definitely Sister James recommended. Alright, so I just went ahead and I did the other eye off camera super quickly, and now that the eyes are both done, I'm going to apply some lashes today as always, but I do have a new first impressions today, and those are the Morphe eyelashes. I am obviously a Morphe affiliate. You guys know that you can use code James for 10% off all Morphe products. I literally say it all the time, and even have a hoodie with the saying on it. Also check out sisters-apparel.com for all your sisters merch. Anyway, all that being said, I was at the Morphe office a few weeks ago, and I was like looking through all their products, and I was like, wait a second, are those lashes? And long and behold, Morphe has lashes, which I literally did not even know about. They were not announced, they just kind of came to the store, but they look beautiful. Today I'm going to be applying the style Eye Traction, which look very similar to the House of Lashes Iconics, and they are stunning. So while I glue on these lashes, I guess I will give you guys the rundown. I absolutely love how this style looks, especially with the shape of the eyeshadow that I went with today. The one thing that I will say about these lashes that I don't love is the actual band on them. The style of lash is beautiful, but the band is really thin and flimsy. Now, some people may like that because it's really easy to like kind of manipulate it, but I personally prefer a much thicker and more durable band because I kind of feel like when you come to glue it on, it's a lot harder to work with, but I feel like that works in the fact that it won't come off as easy. Whereas like now that we have a thin band, it's kind of just like flipping around, and I really had to make sure I like held it on there while gluing it on. At the end of the day, it's really up to personal preference. I don't love this lash band, like I said, but these lashes are only retailing for $10, and with an influencer code, they are $9, so it is much better than like a Lily Lash or a New Balance Lash, as much as I love them, so you guys can totally make your own decision on that. But yeah, these lashes are beautiful, just don't love the band. So those are both eyes all complete. I honestly love how this look is turning out so far, and now that the eyes are done, our next step is going to be the glow. And once again, for the glow, I do have a first impressions product, and that is the brand new Anastasia Sugar Glow Kit. I think Anastasia basically chose all the favorite highlighters from the individual highlighter palettes before and put them all together into one palette, which I think is absolutely genius. It's like a favorites palette within the actual brand, so that is super dope. And I think I'm actually going to go ahead and apply a mix of the shades Butterscotch and Starburst today for this look. As always, I'm going to apply it using my M501 brush. I mean, this really should come to no surprises, you guys. We all know that Anastasia always kills their highlighters. I've been using So Hollywood in literally every single video for the past like almost 2 years now, but wow. I'm shook. These are so good. So now that my highlight is all on, I'm gonna grab my blush brush one more time, which is my E4, and dip into the shade Terracotta and Breeze, and just put a little bit of this more on the cheekbones, just to kind of blend together the highlight, because I feel like it is a little bit too pigmented, and it's not. Yeah, that's a lot better. There we go. I just completely didn't finish my sentence. It's a little bit too pigmented and it's not blending together that well. For the lips today, I'm gonna apply the Ofra liquid lipstick in the shade Honolulu as a base. This was literally the perfect lip color to use for this look. Oh my god. I think I'm actually gonna take my packing brush and dip it back into the Laura Lee palette and grab a little bit of Quirky and In One Ear together and make this lip metallic. Okay, whoa, adding that shadow was like literally the best idea ever. This looks so pretty and was literally the easiest way to make a DIY metallic liquid lipstick. Pro tip, simple DIY. If you ever have a lipstick that dries down matte but you want it to be metallic, just put it on, let it dry down completely, and then just layer over top with a similar shade of metallic eyeshadow, and there you go. Super easy and looks so good. And all that being said, this look is now complete, so let's go ahead and finish it off with a little spritz of Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. Alright guys, and that is this fall first impressions makeup look all complete. I absolutely love how this look turned out, and honestly, I think I pretty much liked almost every single one of the products we tried today, which is so exciting. Starting over from the beginning, the No Problem primer, there we go, that's a mouthful, from Touch in Sol was absolutely wonderful. It made my skin feel so good and super smooth. Definitely did like a blurring effect, which I love. Next up, we used the Milk Makeup Foundation, and I was in the shade Golden Light. It was a really good match for my skin, as you can see, which normally does not happen on this YouTube channel, so that is great. It wasn't my favorite product in the world, but it also wasn't my least favorite. It looks really beautiful on the skin and is honestly holding up really well. The only place I had a little bit of a problem spot with was on my nose, which is like honestly a breaking point for any foundation for me. My nose contour is super important to me and vital to my makeup routine, so as soon as the foundation doesn't sit well on my nose, it is instantly out for me. But I feel like the pros of this foundation are outweighing the cons, so I like it. Definitely try it out for yourself and let me know what you guys think. Next up, we used the Laura Lee Los Angeles Cat's Pajamas eyeshadow palette, and I already told you guys what I think of this. This is so incredibly bomb. It launches on October 13th. You guys have to check this out when this comes out. These shadows, girl, Laura Lee killed it. Literally forgot it once again, but we also used the Anastasia Radiant Blush Palette, and I used the shade Coastline and Terrace and Breeze all together, so literally 3 out of the 4 shades of the palette. I really like the formula of these. They blended beautifully. The only thing I will say is that they are super pigmented, so if you check these out, just use a very light hand because you might be looking a little bit crazy. We also went in with the new Anastasia Sugar Glow Kit, which, as you guys know, Anastasia always kills the glow kit game, and I used the shades Butterscotch and Starburst today, and I love how this glow looks. I mean, come on, girl. That is like so blinding. Alright guys, and those are all the new products we tried out today. Definitely leave me a comment down below and tell me which out of everything I just talked about that you want to try the most. They were honestly all so good and I would totally recommend them, so I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on them and let me know what you think. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below and subscribe if you have not already. I post 3 videos a week and I'd love to have you join the sisterhood. If you'd like to follow me on my makeup journey, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. They're both just James Charles, and my Snapchat for more behind the scenes stuff is James Charles with an extra S after Charles. If you're already a sister or if you're new to the sisterhood, don't forget to check out sisters-apparel.com, which is my clothing line for all your official sisters merch and gear. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!